This is going to be a devlog, kind of. It's the third one I've recorded. I haven't uploaded any of them as of this time, because too self-conscious. So maybe I'll upload this. So yeah, devlog. It's a devlog in terms of me talking about what's been going on in the world of game development. But it's also like, I feel like the main purpose of it is for me to just talk through what I'm doing, because I don't quite know, and hopefully I'll figure out something by the end. Devlog, should make a theme tune at some point. Devlog. Ooh, no, not gonna do it. Devlog, man's on a devlog ting. Man's on a hedgehog spin. Man's got to get them rings. Why am I doing a Sonic the Hedgehog inspired song? So I've been working on this game, Finders Keepers, and I realise I haven't really introduced it in any of these videos. So I should probably give a tiny bit of context. I haven't been doing that because it doesn't explaining the context. It wasn't something I thought about because I probably found it boring to explain at the time. But yeah, it's basically you're hiking through the woods with a friend. You're using a dating app that's also like landmark finding app, like a backpacking app. So it's kind of designed to find other backpackers to date. So it's called Finder. The app is called Finder Keeper, and it has like, let me get this over here. It has like a mode where you look for landmarks and a mode where you whoops. There we go. And a mode where you look for dates. Forget that. That's like for later scene. For stone skipping, that was the thing I'm trying to program next, is a stone skipping minigame where you're skipping stones along a stream. So yeah, I just really tried to explain the context of this game, but it's just not coming, so I'm not going to force it. So I announced it, was it last Wednesday? Possibly last Wednesday, yeah. And I haven't really worked on it since. I announced it on Twitter. I think it did like better than any tweet I've ever done, like 182 likes and I don't know, a bunch of retweets, which is a lot for me. Not that it means anything or translates to anything really, but we can talk about that later. Yeah, so yeah, I announced that and I haven't worked on it because I guess when it came to like maybe Monday, because if I announced on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday I kind of like had an excuse. I was like, oh, I've just announced it, I don't need to work on anything, I'll just do little bits. And then when it came to Monday this week, it was kind of just like I was like trying to work on it, trying to do the stone skipping, and then I was like trying to force myself to work on it, and it wasn't coming, and I was like, wait, this feels like work. And I started making this game because it was interesting and fun, and for some reason, for the time being, I'm not having that fun. I think it points to something bigger. I think I get bored of things as soon as they stop being challenging. And this, for example, like I've made the framework, I made like the Tinder interface and all that. Let me actually show like the demo of the game. It's on that screen. That's annoying. Not yeah. So you can see that a bit more. Like creating the interface and everything was a good challenge. The farm, all this stuff. I guess at the moment I'm not feeling challenged with it. Like I'm doing the stone skipping thing, which is interesting. It should be interesting. You know, it's a little challenge to work out, but it's nothing like that big, nothing that kind of inspiring to me. So I think that's why I approached it on Monday, this Monday, and was just like, oh, this feels like work because I'm just like slogging through this thing with no real purpose. And I know it's a really bad way to frame it. I should be looking at like the challenge being completing something, because I haven't done that in ages. Be like, and releasing something, and also the writing side of it. But yeah, I just don't like that feeling of slogging through something technical that you're not really figuring out how to do anything. You've kind of have how to do it already in your head, and you're just like doing the tedious bit. Yeah, so I've kind of took a break from it this week and started developing another game in Unreal, because I was doing this in Construct 3, which is definitely going to cause me problems when it comes to like porting. Let me close this. Yeah, I started something in Unreal, which at the moment is just this. You see, look, I'm moving around. And if I press P, and then I exit, whoops, and I start a new game, and then I'll press Q, I can occupy that camera that I was just floating around in, and I was recording that. Well, I pressed P at the end to record it, so basically this is what I have so far. I've made a free kind of spectator mode style free moving camera, and then I've added the ability to record its movements in like an array, recording not every frame, but every like tenth of a second. Yeah, so that's what I have so far. Should I really describe the idea? Not really. It's an interesting idea, but that's not why I'm doing this devlog. Really, it's more to figure out, should I keep going with this, or should I get back to Finders Keepers? So I finished a demo for Finders Keepers. I applied to Indiecade and a few other things. And it's also, I guess, because I have a demo, I can like approach publishers if I wanted to. Yeah, but I'm still just like unsure what to do with it. I feel good because I finished a trailer and demo. Maybe that's why I don't feel that inspired, because I was like, okay, here it is. Maybe I can't go much further with it by myself, and if anyone finds it interesting, that's a sign to keep making it. Or maybe my attitude should be that I just make it no matter what, just because I know that some people will connect with it. But I guess part of me is like, it would be nice to have some kind of acknowledgement or something from whether it's like a publisher or like a festival or something that's on my kind of wavelength creatively. So this isn't like something that I've been going to publishers with. It's more like, I've gone to like I've contacted like one or two publishers. Because I don't necessarily need money to finish it. Like, I could do it all myself. It's more that I want, I would like to expand my kind of creative circle. Just talking such nonsense. Or like I want to like have like-minded people with eyes on this So that's kind of why I approach those publishers, just because I guess I want some kind of approval or something, where if like someone like Annapurna, someone like hey Anna, no, a publisher like Annapurna said, hey, it looks cool, I'd be like, oh, cool, that means something to me. Yeah, it's kind of more about that. So yeah, basically, I don't know what to do. Don't know whether to continue with it. The big challenge, one of the big challenges, is writing. And that should be quite an exciting challenge. Getting like an interesting story across through just like short phrases and sentences and descriptions. I feel kind of limited to these short sentences that have to fit within these boxes. And like dialogue writing is something that I want to do a lot more recently. Like as what are the things that triggered it? It's kind of like watching Mr. Robot, the finale. That got me kind of rethinking things like, oh god, am I putting my energy in the right places? And then what have I been watching? Lots of Michaela Cold stuff, like Chewing Gum and I May Destroy You, which is amazing. And yeah, just these really relatable scenes, like so relatable. And I love the episode in the school. It is like 1-for-1 my secondary school. Like, it's so good to see something that relatable on TV. Because I've always, I don't think there are nearly enough things that you can actually relate to, or at least I can relate to, which is why I found that so powerful. So I kind of was thinking like, I want to do more dialogue. I want to create more meaningful scenes between characters. And how can I do that through games? This is a bit of a struggle because it's such short sentences, but I still have faith that I can do that. I mean, you can obviously chain together sentences, but like the kind of idea that I started working on the other day, the Unreal one, is very, very dialogue focused. It's kind of like several screenplays worth of like dialogue playing out at the same time. So it's kind of a chance to just like exercise that. That would be the challenge. That would be the main challenge. Writing. And like I want an excuse to write some dialogue. Sorry if you hear my brother-in-law and little baby nephew doing hijinks. So this is an opportunity to do some solid writing. Whereas this is... this has more restrictions, but possibly has more room to do something kind of like innovative because it's a game and there's so much unexplored in games. So if I manage to tell a story really well through these little bits of dialogue, descriptions of landmarks, small interactions like swiping dandelions and things, like evoking emotions, that is more of an achievement in my mind than if I do a game that's more like cinematic and more like traditionally like a film, because that's something that's been proven already to like be able to evoke emotions and be able to tell a story when you have like all this dialogue and no like huge restrictions. So yeah, they're very different. And so in some ways, this one is more of a challenge, um, which should mean that I really want to work on it, and I really want to challenge myself. But I guess what I'm struggling with at the moment is the stuff that's not a challenge, the technical stuff. That's maybe getting a bit boring. But it needs to be there to make the yes, as if not like as a vehicle for kind of as a vehicle for the story. Um, but I don't mean that in a bad way, because like I don't mean the interactions are a kind of like a vehicle. The interactions are part of the story. It's just like the programming behind it is what's a bit tedious. Um, yeah. So I probably should work on it, but I'm kind of reluctant to before hearing like something, even if it was just like a publisher saying, "This is really cool. We want to hear more about this. Where are you going to go with this?" Then I'd be like, "Okay, that's cool." Because like Twitter likes are good, but it's hard to tell what people actually think. Yeah. So for the other project, I've been thinking about. Okay, the other project has got a lot of animation. The Unreal one. It's got characters acting at each other. Um, so like I haven't got any experience doing like 3D animation, and I don't want to. I want the workflow to be like as clean as possible. Like I don't want to have to learn these new things. Just I don't have to spend all my time focusing on the wrong things. Like the movement, animation, like expression is important, but for me to learn it isn't necessarily important. So I guess I've been looking at motion capture, mocap like bodysuits. There's one called Rococo something, and that's like £2,000, which is a lot, but I think it would save like a lot of time just being able to put it on and act out scenes instead of like learning how to animate realistically. Like that's that's like a full-time job. So like obviously I'd learn a bit of that along the way, but it wouldn't be the main focus. And this game really does require realistic human expression. It'll be quite fun because it'll be a chance for me to like act out these emotions. Yeah, I don't know if I can justify the £2,000 right now. Like I could do it, but I'd really need to know that I'm going to use it a lot. And I think I would use it a lot on another project anyway. Another Unreal project, because it's 3D, and I do want to move into 3D. Not necessarily move into 3D, but know how to do 3D. Like, I don't want to be like stuck in either. So yeah, that's a challenge there. That's something exciting, especially because it's new equipment. So you can see why there's an appeal in this other one. Yeah, that's where I'm at the moment. And I don't know where I've landed. I don't think I've landed anywhere at the moment after this talk. After I stop recording, I still have no idea what I'm going to do. I probably won't work on this, just because I'm thinking about it now and it's making me feel I'll probably maybe have a look at this Unreal one, but knowing me, I'll probably procrastinate and just fly around with the camera for a little bit and be like, yay, and then be like, okay, I've done nothing. And then I might Google that. mocap suit that I've already done loads of research on, and just look at the price and just stare at it for an hour. Or I might just forget all of that and just make a song or something. That could be a good use of time. And maybe something will just come through that, as it often does. Yeah. So like this is the nature of my devlogs. I don't know if anyone finds this interesting. My Mr. Robot devlogs. Because it's not necessarily like, hey, I'm going through this list of points. This is how I made this. This is how I did this. It's more just like, this is what goes through my head when I'm thinking about what to develop. And I don't think I could do a devlog in any other way than just talking naturally. Yeah, I think that's the only way it's going to work, to be honest. So yeah, smash that like and subscribe button. I don't even know if I'll be uploading this in a format that has a like and subscribe button, if at all. But yeah, let me know what you think, and I might post more. They might have a bit more cohesion to their structure. It just reflects wherever I am at that moment. At the moment, I'm a bit in a limbo of not knowing what to do, so I think my speech is going to reflect that. Yeah. There's a lot of like going into my own head and being like, which is hard to pull yourself out of. If it was like up to me, which sounds ridiculous because it is, there'd be a lot more of me just like going like this in this devlog for about like 5 minutes. Maybe I should just do that and then cut it out. Like one of those annoying videos that cuts every 5 seconds. That is an idea. Yeah, maybe I should do a song. Maybe I should try and write something, write some poetry or something. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, and I'm gonna upload this. I'll upload it. Yeah, I hope it's helpful to some degree to hear someone talking in a stream of consciousness. Anyway, thanks.